Good evening, everyone. I would like to call our regular board meeting to order at 7:31. Located in the village chambers. Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, you can, Madam President. Trustee Miller,
Here.
Trustees Jones and Abraham are absent. Mayor Thompson,
Here.
Trustee Senior,
Here.
Trustee Tierney,
Present.
Trustee Horn.
Here.
Madam President, you have a quorum.
Thank
Can
you.
we all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Can we all pause for a moment of silence? Thank you. Next item on the agenda, public comments. The Village of Broadview encourages citizen input. Those wishing to address the village board under public comments must fill out the attached speaker request form and submit it to the village clerk prior to the start of the board meeting. The president will then call your name at the appropriate time. When addressing the village board, your remarks are limited to 3 minutes, please. When the president recognizes you, please state your name and address for the record and speak loudly. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. Thank you. At this time, I ask that anyone that has mobile or electronic devices to please move them to silent out of respect for the meeting. Madam President, public
Thank you.
comments.
Mr. Phil Bias? Step to the,
Can you please step up to the mic? Oh, sure. Thank you. So we can hear you. Thank you.
Good evening.
good evening.
Good evening.
I've been a resident of Broadview for 20 years, or used to wash cars in the driveway, water my lawn, water my garden, and I'm not doing any of that now, and I'm still getting water bills every month in excess of $100. I'm wondering, you know, where's all this coming from? I mean, I'd just like to know. That was my comment.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Donna Triplett?
Good evening, Mayor Thompson.
Good
the Board
evening.
of Trustees. Okay, it's easier if I read my statement because I'll have my facts correct. In early May, I started seeing raccoons walking across my backyard during the night on my camera, but then I came home from work in the afternoon and one was coming out of my garbage can. Because I love being outside and enjoying my backyard, I first called the village and was told they do not do anything for removal of animals. And also I called the county and they also said the same. On May 17, I called ABC Humane Wildlife Control and Prevention for animal removal and was told raccoons are nocturnal animals, active at night, and if spotted during the day, usually means they have a temperament, disease, rabies. I set it up with ABC to have them place a trap in my yard to catch the raccoons at the cost of $75 per trap. When they placed the first trap, the technician inspected my roof and found 2 holes where the raccoons were already trying to get in. I had to have the areas on my roofs patched. Speaking to other residents in my area, I am not the only one to have my roof repaired. On Sunday, June 11, Mayor Thompson and Sergeant Acom was walking the neighborhood and I spoke to them about the raccoon infestation. Mayor Thompson at that time advised it was an illegal issue because you can't go on people's properties, residents, and also said there were empty houses in the area that was a major problem. After 3 weeks, I had caught 4 raccoons, and later in the week came back to the village and spoke to Mayor Thompson again and asked her was anything being done about the raccoon problem in the area. I was told they were looking into it. I gave her the ABC Humane Wildlife's information and a copy of a letter that I placed in my neighbors on my block's mailboxes. As of July 25th, I have captured 10 raccoons costing $800 with some help from neighbors. But it stops here. When I asked ABC Wildlife if they work with villages for some type of discount, I was told they do help. Since this has been a concern to me, I gave the letters to my neighbors regarding the problems with the raccoons, asking them to secure their garbage. My question to the village: what has the village done since the last board meeting when David Upshaw stated they were working on it? I have not seen any type of information sent out or a robocall asking the residents to keep their garbage cans secure or placed in garages. Without food sources, I was told this would help alleviate some of the problem because they would move to other areas. I've done more than my part as a resident to rid the village, but I cannot do it alone. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Triplett. Mr. Eddie Fields. Okay. Ms. Carla Harrod.
Please let the record reflect Trustee Jones arrived to the meeting at 7:36 p.m. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am Carla Joyner-Harrod. I am the Lindop School District Board President here representing Lindop School. I'm actually here along with, we have another board member, Ms. Victoria Arrington, as well as our superintendent, Dr. Janice Jackson is also here, as well as her secretary is also here. Our administrative secretary is also here. I don't know why. Needless to say, I just wanted to, we are also here to congratulate Commander Cosick. Didn't know you were a commander, sir, on his retirement, and as well as welcome you to the Lindop School family.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm not sure if you all know that Commander, soon to be Resource Officer, Cosick will be joining the Lindop family as our School Resource Officer. Just in case you don't know the definition of a School Resource Officer, the United States Department of Justice defines school resource officers as sworn law enforcement officers responsible for safety and crime prevention in schools. Schools resource officers assist in creating a safer environment for both students and staff. I want you to know that Mr. Cosick, soon to be Mr. Cosick, is a maverick and is embarking in a new role at Lindop. We've never had resource officers or security at Lindop School. Currently, our administrators have been our administrators / security officers. I'm not sure if you also are aware that most of the school districts in our areas have either security or resource officers. The Lindop School Board understands the changing needs of students, families in our community. We felt that it was best to be proactive rather than reactive. I'm sure that you all are shocked about the stats that have occurred in the last 48 hours. We've had 3 mass shootings within 48 hours. There have been 17 deadly shootings in 2019, which is about 1 every 13 days. Our expectations are that our resource officer help our school become more safe through its knowledge and security and safety. We know that one person can't do it all, but sometimes that knowledge, can be a part of a team to help a team get stronger. So in conclusion, we just want to welcome you, soon to be Mr. Cosick, and welcome to the Lindop family.
Thank you. That concludes public comments at this time. Next item is item 3, communications. Tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. over at Schroeder Park, we're going to have our annual National Night Out. Several activities will take place, including entertainment, food, fun. This is the safety side of it, and the pool is going to be open. We're going to have a movie night and live music. So we'd like to see everyone out for National Night Out, Schroeder Park, tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Next item is recognition of excellent service of telecommunicator operators, Lindy Radzewski and Datina Benjamin. Madam President.
Thank you. TCO Danetta Benjamin and Lindsay Radzewski. They're not here because their shift had changed, but when we had the recent heat wave, these two telecommunicators in the 911 center, one from Broadview, one from Maywood, took it upon themselves to make sure that the seniors in Maywood had a cooling center. After a lieutenant in Maywood told them to cancel all services. It was extremely hot that day. The seniors didn't want to leave their residence. These young ladies, they decided to take it upon themselves to call First Student Bus Service, where the residents can go in to the bus and kind of go in for cooling and then leave to go back into their residence. And as we know, most seniors are very territorial. They don't want to leave their residence, especially when they have to go to another place for some relief. So we just wanted to commend them for their excellent service in making just a judgment call to do something, because if they had not did that, it could have been probably detrimental to many seniors that was in that complex, a loss of life. So with that being said, we want to just recognize them for their excellence of service. We recognized them in front of their peers a couple of weeks ago. Director Paul Kersnick and myself recognized them for their leadership and their quick tenacity. And when you're in a 911 center, I've never been in one, but I've been in the fire department. And when you hear these calls come in, it's sometimes gruesome, sometimes it's just, you just can't believe the calls that come in and the response that they have to have, like right there at that spur of the moment. So I'm just really thankful that they made the decision to make sure that those seniors had some release. It was no loss of life, everybody was safe. And so we're gonna turn these over to Chief Uglin to make sure that they get the certificates. So we thank them for their service.
Thank you, Madam President. One last announcement. This meeting and every meeting until April 1st, 2020, you're going to hear something about the U.S. Census, the 2020 Census. This form you can find right on the back of the table, and this is basically talking about the 2020 Census and confidentiality. It is so important that we get a complete count in Broadview and the surrounding areas, because the complete count means dollars. Every person we do not count, it's money left on the table. We're going to be talking a lot about this. You're going to see some things on the website. If you're around tomorrow and visit the clerk's tent, you're going to have a whole gamut of information, and I'm open for discussion about anything census whenever you have questions. Next item, 4, consideration to approve the following minutes. Minutes from the July 15th, 2019 regular board meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Horn, seconded by Trustee Tierney. Madam President.
Trustee Miller,
No questions.
Trustee Jones,
No question.
Trustee Senior,
No question.
Trustee Tierney,
No question.
Trustee Horn,
Nothing.
Roll call. Trustee Miller.
Yes.
Trustee Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Abraham is absent. Trustee Senior.
Yes.
Trustee Tierney.
Yes.
Trustee Horn.
yes,
Madam President, this carries 5-0.
thank you.
Next item, 5, consideration to approve expenditures, grand total of all funds, $787,518.31. Need a motion?
Need a motion. Motion to approve.
Second.
Can I get a second? Been properly motioned by Trustee Tierney, seconded by Trustee Senior. Madam President, open for discussion.
Trustee Miller,
So I do still have a few, not necessarily questions, but I saw I looked at the invoices tonight, and I'll talk to Trustee Abraham about it since she's the chair of the committee. I just want to know if we have like schedules for some of our. Sorry. Good now? Just checking to see if we have schedules for some of our maintenance items that we do. For instance, I saw the Buddy Bears car wash receipts, and it looks like a lot of those are happening like every other day on the same vehicle. So while I get we want to have cleanliness, it's still a charge that we're picking up. While it's minor, I don't want it to become something that looks outrageous. I talked to the attorney already about a couple of the other issues that I had as a question, so I'm good there. But I'll get with Trustee Abraham.
that concludes your comment?
Yes.
Thank you. Trustee Jones,
I have no comment.
Trustee Senior,
I have none.
Trustee Tierney,
I have nothing.
Trustee Horn,
I just want everyone to know, as it relates to Al G. Ronan specifically, I went through his invoice, and read through all of the details provided. There was a lot of good information within it. I would encourage the other trustees to read it. There were specifically 2 items listed within, that was communicated amongst all the legislation in Springfield that I think would directly have an impact on Broadview, so I'm looking forward to what he has to say about it and how we're going to benefit from it. Other than that, nothing.
Thank you. Trustee Tierney, in the absence of Trustee Abraham, would you please read the warrant list?
Sure. We have Air One Equipment, $5,283.07. Alfred G. Ronan Limited, $8,000. AT&T, $5,775.62. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois, $154,581.31. Broadview Westchester Joint Water Agency, $224,695.50. Commonwealth Edison, $3,512.83. Cook County Treasurer, $57,224.65. Core and Main LP, $46,840.90. Curry Motors, $43,385.36. Eco Clean Maintenance Incorporated, $2,504. Geno's Heating and Plumbing, $62,894. Groot Inc., $44,580.30. Health Endeavors SC, $2,879. Hector Perez, $2,500. Illinois Counties Risk Management Trust, $4,709.50. Law Offices of Philip M. Farnero, $11,398.75. Lincoln National Life Insurance, $7,314.95. Mid-American Water, $2,959.77. We have Montana Welch LLC, $8,468.44. Orlando Lawn Service, $3,500. Sterling Codifiers, Inc., $2,717. The Braun Group, $6,492.50. University of Illinois, $18,555. West Cook County Solid Waste Agency, $11,266.29. For a total of those expenditures over $2,500 is $742,038.74. For a total of expenditures $787,518.31. That comes out to 94% of the total. Those funds that, the money came out of those funds, these following funds: General Fund, $330,777.30. Garbage Fund, $55,846.59. Roosevelt Road TIF Fund, $2,535. 22nd, 17th TIF Redevelopment, $1,072.50. 17th Avenue TIF North, $585. Capital Projects Fund, $57,224.65. Water and Sewage, $339,477.27, for a grand total of $787,518.31. Mayor, that concludes my report.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, you can, Madam President. Trustee Miller?
Yes.
Trustee Jones?
Aye.
Trustee Abraham is absent. Trustee Senior?
Yes.
Trustee
Yes.
Tierney? Sorry. Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Madam President, this carries 5-0 to pay the bills.
Thank you.
Next, item 6, committee reports. Committee reports are given at every first meeting of the month, starting with our street, sidewalks, and alleys. Trustee Senior.
I don't have anything at this time.
Thank you. Finance Committee, Trustee Abraham is absent. Does anyone have anything in their staff?
The only thing that Trustee Abraham wanted me to remind everyone is that we'll have our next Finance Committee meeting on August 14th. The reason why the change for the committee meeting is the finance team is still working out the water increase presentation. And then secondly, because we have National Night Out, tomorrow. We had like 3 meetings back to back, and so she just postponed it to the following week. So it's Wednesday, August 14th at 7:30.
Thank you, Madam President. Next item, Business License Committee. Trustee Jones?
I have nothing. We've got one business license on tonight's agenda, but nothing else.
Thank you, Trustee Jones. Next is Fire, Police, and Civil Service. Trustee Tierney?
I have no report.
Thank you, Trustee. Next is Water, Drainage, and Health. Trustee Miller?
So for the residents that have complained about the water bills and the increase or lack of decrease in the bill, I will try to sit with the village administrator as well as the Public Works Director myself to see maybe where we're misaligned at. I did receive the village report for the water in the mail. Hopefully everyone received that this past week that just went by. So we didn't get hit with any violations. Our water is clean and we can drink it and not have any issues there. But I promise I will sit with our administrators to find out where we might be disconnected on the water bills. That's it.
Trustee Miller, just so you know, the water report is also on the website as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Trustee. Next, we have Building and Public Property. Trustee Horn?
All right, good evening, everybody. So we had a meeting today. It was a very productive meeting. There were several things on the agenda. We talked about the project status for the senior housing and 3 vacant lots that the village recently purchased. I want you to know the following. As it relates to the senior housing project, right now we are aiming for a date of breaking ground. They're aiming for fall of 2020. On this coming Thursday, the Safety Committee will be meeting to discuss architecture, layout, and updates to the village code to support the housing. In addition to that, when it comes to the 3 vacant properties, they're located on 1426 West Roosevelt Road, 1516 West Roosevelt Road, 2412 South 9th Avenue. As it relates to 1426 West Roosevelt Road, an appraisal is currently in progress related to that property. For 1516 West Roosevelt Road, that property is currently in trust. It has fees that are less than $2,500, less than or equal to $2,500. And Mr. Upshaw, our building commissioner, is working on an acquisition for that particular property within the next 45 days. As it relates to 2412 South 9th Avenue, the Public Works Department and the Police Department wants to use that property as storage. So the building commissioner will be working with the appropriate people related to that piece of land and what they're going to do with it for the police department and for Public Works. Several businesses recently came into the village, 3 specifically within the last 30 days. And I want to go on record telling you that if you have pets, specifically dogs, I think it's extremely important that you start to make sure that your dog has the proper permit associated with it. Go make sure your dog gets the permit. We're going to be using those numbers that are collected to make some more informed decisions as it relates to vacant properties specifically. I have inquired with the mayor and with David Upshaw if we could consider using one of the vacant properties, whichever one is deemed the best suited based on their expertise, for a dog park. And we would need to know where the dogs are and how many. So if we don't know, you won't have a dog park. So it's very far in the very early stages, but I want you to know that conversation is taking place, and I thought it would be a good use of any vacant property, perhaps using it for a dog park, considering all these pets are now floating around the place. I'm not an animal lover, so you have to excuse me, but I know a lot of people are. And that would be the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Horn.
Madam President, can I mention something? Piggybacking on Trustee Horn's comment about the dogs, in the bulletin board outside, the display case outside in the lobby, there is a highlighted version of the dog license and dog tag ordinance that everyone can take a look at. It's all spelled out and it's all based on last year's updates. So as you get a chance, look at that, please. Okay, next item is item 7, new business. Item A, motion to authorize the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners to proceed with hiring a police officer to fill the vacancy left by the retirement of Commander Michael Cossack, to promote the next eligible candidate on the Lieutenant Commander eligibility list to the rank of Lieutenant Commander, and to promote the next eligible candidate on the Sergeant's eligibility list to the rank of Sergeant.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by trustee Jones, seconded by trustee Tierney. Madam President?
Trustee Miller?
No questions.
Trustee Jones?
No comments.
Trustee Senior?
No comment.
Trustee Tierney?
No questions.
Trustee Horn?
Nothing.
Roll call. Trustee Miller?
Yes.
Trustee Jones?
Aye.
Trustee Abraham is absent. Trustee Senior?
Yes.
Trustee Tierney?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Madam President, this carries 5-0. Next item, B, a resolution congratulating James H. Henderson for his years of service to the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by trustee Jones, seconded by trustee Tierney. Madam President?
Thank you. I would like to read the resolution before I go to get the comments from the trustees. Whereas the village president and the board of trustees of the village congratulate James H. Henderson for 24 years of service to the village of Broadview. James H. Henderson has provided the village with 24 years of distinguished service as custodian for the village. During that time, he also served as a crossing guard. And whereas the corporate authorities desire to honor Mr. Henderson for his career of public service, and whereas based on foregoing, the corporate authorities have determined that it is necessary and appropriate to congratulate James H. Henderson for his years of dedicated service to the village and its residents. Now therefore it be resolved by the president and the village board of the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois as follows. All recitals here and before stated as contained in the preambles to the resolution are full, true, and correct, and the corporate authorities do hereby reference, incorporate, and make them as legislative findings. This resolution shall be effected in full first immediately upon passage and approval by the Village Board of the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, Illinois, on the 5th day of August, 2019, pursuant to a roll call vote as follows. Trustee Miller,
Yes.
you got a comment?
Are you doing roll call? Or okay, I heard the end of your thing. So actually, I do have a comment. Every time I come into the village, sometimes I come a little later than maybe some people, and Mr. Henderson is always here smiling. And I appreciate the fact that people care about making sure our village chambers look good, making sure that the lobby looks well. Our bathrooms are always up to par and clean. And I appreciate Mr. Henderson for the 24 years that he's given, even though I haven't been up here 24 years, but it means a lot. My daughter has already stated how funny he is every time she talks to him. So I appreciate Mr. Henderson for always being so friendly and so helpful and just willing to do something that most people wouldn't even think about. So thank you.
Trustee Jones?
Mr. James Henderson, a true gem of a gentleman. I had the pleasure of working with Mr. Henderson for 8 wonderful years as he served as the village custodian for the Village of Broadview. He's one of those gentlemen that shows up whenever you call him. He don't ask no questions, and he just does whatever is necessary to get the job done. The village is going to sorely miss you, Jimmy. I don't know what else to tell you, Brother Henderson. Love you. Wish you well in your retirement, and I'll be seeing you on the block.
Thank you. Trustee Senior?
I've only known him for a short period of time, but he has such a bubbly spirit, very welcoming, very spiritual, and you just have to love him for it. Very funny, and it was an honor to get to know you, and you will be missed.
Thank you. Trustee Tierney?
Yeah, Mr. Henderson, known you 24 years, you know my family well. We're going to miss that smile and those words of wisdom. Congratulations on your retirement.
Trustee Horn?
Congratulations on your retirement, and to piggyback off Trustee Tierney, every time I saw you, I just thought of, wow, he's a wise individual. So congratulations, and I will hope to keep talking to you because I need to learn some stuff. So I hope to see you around.
Well, I don't know what I can say about Mr. Henderson. From the first day that I walked into my office, he was right there, just open arms, so friendly, just a true servant. A true servant, not just for the people, but for the people of God. He's so passionate about everything that he does. He's dot every I, cross every T. He greet everybody the same way all the time. I've never seen him upset. I've never seen him frustrated. Now I've seen people frustrated at him, but his temperament is very mild. he doesn't let anything upset him. He always just say, you know, just leave it up to the good Lord. And so, Mr. Henderson, I'm gonna truly miss you, but it's not really a miss you because he's still gonna be crossing the kids at Camargue School for us. So although he's retiring from us over here at the village, he will still be a part of this family, and you are always gonna be a part of the Village of Broadview family forever and ever and ever. So I just wanna say happy retirement, congratulations, and just know that I love you sincerely. So we do have a plaque to recognize you. So the trustees, we wanna get up and take a picture with Mr. Henderson and his plaque. Mr. Henderson?
We're gonna have to get up and do it again now. It's not happening. Should have stayed down there.
So we gotta do a roll call. Right?
Okay, roll call. Trustee Miller,
Yes.
Trustee Jones,
Absolutely.
Trustee Abraham is absent, Trustee Senior,
Yes.
Trustee Tierney,
Yes.
Trustee Horn,
Yes.
and Madam President, this carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Item C, a resolution congratulating Commander Michael J. Cosick for his years of service to the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Tierney, seconded by Trustee Jones. Madam President.
Thank you. So the resolution for Commander Cosca, whereas the village president and the board of trustees of the village congratulate Commander Michael J. Cossack for 30 years of service to the Village of Broadview, and whereas Commander J. Cossack has provided the village police department 30 years of distinguished service as a police officer for the village, and during that time, he also served as a juvenile officer, detective, patrol sergeant, detective sergeant, and operations commander. And whereas the corporate authorities desire to honor Commander Cossack for his career of public service, and whereas based on the foregoing, the corporate authorities have determined that it is necessary and appropriate to congratulate Commander Michael J. Cossack for his years of dedicated service to the village and its residents. Now therefore it be resolved by the President and the Village Board of the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois as follows. All of the recitals herein before stated as contained in the preambles to the resolution are full, true, and correct, and the corporate authorities do hereby, by reference, incorporate and make them as legislative findings. Trustee Miller, you have a comment?
I guess it's always hard to see our longtime workers leave. I remember having a conversation with Commander Cossack years ago when I was on the board prior, and he seemed so passionate about making sure that the community moved forward. And sometimes we forget that our officers actually do care. We're so targeted with saying that, you know, they're not in it for us or in it to make things happen, and he actually was, and that's going to be missed more than anything. I wish you well with your family. It's great to hear that you'll be going over to the Lindop side to help with the kids there, and to help them come up with programs, hopefully, for public safety on the side for the children. But we're going to miss you on this side, and I wish you well, and hope you enjoy retirement as much as you can.
Trustee Jones?
Commander Cossack. He's one of those guys that you don't know whether you want to hug him, shake his hand, or poke him in the eye, because he has that kind of temperament for an officer. We've had many conversations, very private conversations, one-on-one conversations, and as Mr. Henderson is wise, so is Commander Cossack. Commander Cossack has served the entire gambit of every position within the department, with the exception of chief, I believe, and he served in each capacity very well. He's been within the community, not only with the village, but over at the hardware store as well. So he's done quite a few things. He's helped people at all stops. He's always had a helping hand for anybody. If anybody needed anything, he was there for you. And he's been the right-hand guy to the current chief for a while now. So, Mike, we're going to miss you as well, you know, but you're still in town, so you'll be at Lindop as well. So anyway, enjoy your retirement, and I'm happy for you.
Trustee Senior?
Congratulations on your retirement.
Trustee Tierney?
I can tell you a lot about him, but I won't. Yeah, no, he knows, yeah. Congratulations, Commander Jim Cossack, for all the service and goodwill that you did for the village. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Trustee Horn?
Well, I know I asked a lot of questions, but thank you for answering them, and congratulations on your retirement.
Commander Cossack. So, Commander Cossack, I think he's the comedian of the police department, literally. He's such a fun guy, got a great personality, and when I heard that he was going to be going over to Lindop to be the resource officer for them, I thought that was the best connection for that school. I did. It was the best, it was just a good fit, and not because he's part of our family, but because it just made sense with his background. I mean, he troubleshoots, he's well-rounded, he's personable, he's approachable, you don't see that side of him in a conflict-type situation, and I think that's good for a school environment as the culture is changing for Lindop and the families over there. So I'm happy to know that you'll still be connected to us some shape, form, or fashion, but I'm very happy for you. I know it's been quite emotional. You know, I know I've been over there to the police side, and I kept asking them, so when are you gonna pack up your office? You know, the ball is rolling, April 5th is coming. But I'm extremely happy for you and your happiness and your retirement. This is not goodbye. This is just, we'll see you. When is his first day at Lindop? August 12th. We're going to see you at August 12th. We're coming to harass you in your new position. So just know that Lindop, thank you guys for being here and supporting him, but just know you truly have a gem, and you have the best, one of the best that Broadview can offer. And the families and the Lindop families, they're going to be very, very, very grateful that he's there and showing a presence, because he's very professional. And that's what we need. We need the families to see professionalism in a hostile environment. So with that being said, congratulations, Commander Cossack. We appreciate your years of service. Cossack. I get them confused. But they know which one I'm talking about. It's like the kid. You know which kid I'm calling. But we appreciate you, and happy retirement, and we wish you all the best in your retirement in at Lindop School, because it's going to be a learning curve for both sides. So we're grateful for that opportunity. Thank you for your years of service.
film in that camera pad?
Don't get comfortable.
We'll have roll call now.
Yes.
Trustee Miller?
Yes.
Trustee Jones?
Aye.
Trustee Abraham is absent. Trustee Senior?
Yes.
Trustee Tierney?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Madam President, this carries 5-0. Thank you. Next item D, a resolution congratulating Broadview True Value Hardware Store for their commitment to the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
Motion to approve?
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Horn, seconded by Trustee Jones. Madam President.
Thank you. The resolution for a true value, whereas the village president and the board of trustees of the village congratulate Broadview True Value Hardware Store for 33 years of service to the village of Broadview. And whereas Broadview True Value Hardware Store has provided the village 33 years of excellent service, and during that time, they have supported all units of government in the village. And whereas the corporate authorities desire to honor Broadview True Value Hardware Store for their public service, and whereas based on the foregoing, the corporate authorities have determined that it's necessary and appropriate to congratulate Broadview True Value Hardware Store for their years of dedicated service to the village and its residents. Now therefore it be resolved by the President and the Village Board of the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois as follows. All of the recitals hereinbefore stated as contained in the preambles to the resolution are full, true, and correct, and the corporate authorities do hereby, by reference, incorporate and make them as legislative findings. Trustee Miller?
Congratulations. We appreciate you being here in the community, even though we might not all come there and buy hardware. I don't know much about hardware, but I have come in a couple times and tried to buy a couple of screws. So I'll probably be visiting you a lot more now that I am officially a homeowner. But I appreciate you for hanging in there with Broadview through the ups and downs. I came to your celebration and had a good time. You guys know how to party. And thank you. Stick around.
Trustee Jones?
Siraj, wow. Siraj has been around a very long time, and there's something to be said for a family business, a small business, and a small community that has relationships with their neighbors and the people in town. Siraj is definitely directly very personable and very personal with the people that come to him. He supported just about every branch of government within Proviso Township that I can even think of, and some outside of Proviso Township. He's helped a lot of developers and some other people with a whole lot of things. That being said, in order for him to survive as long as he has in this environment with competitors like Menards and Home Depot, within miles of him, that says a lot for the kind of individual Siraj is. And I really appreciate that you're here. And congratulations on continued success in your business, and I hope you stay longer. Thank you, sir. All right.
Trustee Senior?
I really appreciate you being in Broadview. You have saved us a lot. Yeah, I enjoy shopping at the store, and I'm just glad that I appreciate your years of service and dedication here to Broadview, and look forward to many, many more. Mm-hmm.
Trustee Tierney?
Congratulations on your retirement, Siraj. My mother-in-law worked for you years ago for a few years, and you are family to her, and we appreciate everything you've done for Broadview.
Trustee Horn?
Just a quick story. When I first purchased my house, the community suffered like a huge flood of some sort, and it destroyed my basement. The water was coming up to my first steps, and when I hired the contractors to come rebuild everything, they went to True Value to get all the equipment and everything they needed. And when I asked for the receipts, I just assumed it would be Home Depot because it just seemed like that's Home Depot. And I said, well, why didn't you go to Home Depot? And they said they didn't have the stuff that they needed. They went to True Value. And I thought that was a testament to the inventory that you have in your store. It's obviously well equipped, and it saved my house. So thank you.
Thank you. So Siraj, I met Siraj probably maybe 13 years ago when I was at the Park District. And he came and asked how can the Park District utilize his store for product? And I was like, well, we just need to order. So we'll just tell you what we need and we'll just go from there. But also, you know, and the complaints that I hear is that True Value prices are higher. But the prices may be higher than Home Depot because it's a small business. And when we talk about small businesses, we have to support our small local businesses. They actually help us thrive in our community. So although the prices may just be a little bit higher, it's worth every penny because guess what happens? Those taxes go to our local schools, they go to our park districts, our libraries, and our municipality. And if we fail as leaders, as elected officials, not to support our local businesses, shame on us. We should be using True Value for some of the supplies. Because when it comes down to sponsorships, he never says no. He never says no. Never says no. And when you have a local business that's in your hometown and you don't support them, we need to evaluate the leadership that sit on these boards that make decisions for our community. Small businesses thrive for local business. It's up to us to recycle our dollars. He has given us 33 years of service. We need to start learning how to recycle our dollars in that business. Not saying taking away from any other store, but support him because he support us. He support the village. He support Lindop School, Roosevelt School, the library, the Park District, and others in the Proviso Township. So, Siraj, I just want to say thank you for your commitment to the village of Broadview because it's a big deal when you have a standing commercial business that's still thriving and still providing services to the community. 33 years, it's a lot of businesses that have went under. And I'm sure you done seen some of your True Value hardware stores that went under, but you was one of the ones that stood the time. Broadview was blessed to have you, so we thank you for 33 years. So we do have, in appreciation of your service, the 33 years of commitment to our community. Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll have a roll call, please. Trustee Miller?
Yes.
Trustee Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Abraham is absent. Trustee Senior?
Yes.
Trustee Tierney?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Madam President, this carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Next item, E, a resolution authorizing and approving the execution of a letter of intent between the Village of Broadview and the Illinois Department of Transportation regarding proposed bicyclist and/or pedestrian improvements for the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Been properly motioned by Trustee Horn, seconded by Trustee Jones. Madam President.
Thank you. We do have Jim from Hancock here. Trustee Miller, do you have any questions?
Whose responsibility will it be to maintain the sidewalks and clean it off during inclement weather? And I saw something about the utility bills would be village responsibility. I'll get all mine out so you can answer them all at once. And then I also saw a snippet that said if the village chooses not to participate, that they still would move forward with the project.
Okay, question one. It would be the village's responsibility to maintain any sidewalks that were installed on the project.
Okay.
The village is responsible for maintaining all the sidewalks on Roosevelt Road and other areas too, anything on the state road. The state will pay 80% of the cost to put that in. The village would pay 20% of the construction cost at the time, and then the village would be responsible for maintenance. The question about paying utility bills, that is related to the streetlights that are already there, that the village is already paying the bill for. They would just have to be relocated as part of the project. So there's no change in cost or anything for energy charges or anything for that. And if the village decides not to want to have the pedestrian facilities, the bike path or the sidewalk, IDOT will still put the bridge and do the bridge work. They just won't install a sidewalk so that, and a path to provide a route for pedestrians.
Okay, so next part to that. I know we recently just went through a situation with a biker. So if something was to happen on a ride, who would be impacted on liability there too, since we're not installing, but we're responsible for maintaining? That might be a legal question, huh?
Yeah. The question is, who would be responsible if somebody got hurt? Mm-hmm. I defer to.
Sure, I mean, it would fall upon the same, it's hard to give that analysis in a vacuum, depending on the circumstances. Very typical lawyer answer, correct? But it would just be like any other sidewalk. So, I mean, we get slip and fall cases all the time. We process them the same way. This would be processed just like any other slip and fall case. We would obviously, in the event that it occurred, we would explore any immunities that we had as a municipality. And to the extent applicable, we do have certain insurances that go on from there. If it was due to the construction, they would be able to go back to a bonding company and or if there was a delinquent repair and it had to be done, and or there was liability for the production. But it's long and the short of it, it'll be treated just like any other sidewalk.
Yeah, I was concerned about the liability part for if it's not installed properly, like say it's gapped too much or something happens.
Okay.
We can always go back.
Well, I mean, if what would happen is, and I'll let that defer back.
Yes, all right.
Play a little tennis game here. But it will go back. There'll be a punch list, and the punch list would go back.
When the project is done, there will be an inspection by the village, and the village has to be happy with the work that's being done and sign off and accept it
Okay.
before
Thank
it
you.
becomes your responsibility.
Okay, thank you.
My only comment would be just to state, for the record, the exact proposal, location,
Okay.
distance.
This is for, I just got a brief look at it before the meeting, but this is for the replacement of the bridge over Addison Creek on Cermak Road. And the state would be replacing the bridge and putting a sidewalk there, and then they talk about putting an 8-foot path for bicycle and pedestrians between 17th and 19th. So they kind of give connectivity to the intersection of 17th and 19th. Put a sidewalk on the bridge that'll just keep building a network that we're going to build off of the proposed path that's going on 25th, just providing more of a link for bikes and pedestrians to be able to get to the businesses and the mall, and also eventually to the bike path.
This is another question, not directly related to the pedestrian crossing or the bike path.